This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Howie Roseman. I believe he's playing in the big move. Also, DeVonta Smith extension gotta be coming soon, right? Lastly, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, all working. But let's get straight into. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about Howie Roseman, because I want to revisit the Hassan Reddit trade a little bit, because I think my video I put out, my last one, y'all was on me in the comments. I get it. Eagle Eye was a little emotional. I love Hassan Reddick. I love everything he brought. And even though y'all seen my past videos, I knew Hassan Reddick was going to get traded. I kept saying that. I'm like, look, all signs are pointing there. Even when people thought it was going to be Josh Sweat, I'm like, nah, Josh Sweat is cheaper to keep. What we end up doing, cheaper to keep him, and you can get really good production out of him. And I told people you did not sign Bryce Huff to be a backup. You just simply did not do that. So again, I just want to revisit the trade. Sign Reddick again, traded third round pick 2026. That could be a second. I starting to lean towards it wasn't so bad. I think the 2 year waiting is bad. And when I was looking at it, I'm like, well, if he just played out his last bit of his contract, we would have possibly got a comp pick out of that, like a third round pick anyway. Why do it? Well, again, you don't want a disgruntled player on the team. You just don't, because that could ruin the vibes in the locker room. And I've been seeing this thing like Hassan Reddit was some locker room problem. That I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. And I hate now that it's a mini smear campaign on him. But I see a lot of supporters like, nah, that wasn't Hassan Reddick. Honestly, the money just didn't play out the way we wanted to, both sides, and we had to get rid of him. And again, I still don't think he fit Vic Fangio's scheme, because I think if Vic Fangio really fought for him, I think Howie would have found a way to keep him. So now I see this thing. So it is about 14.2 or 14.5 million that we save because we traded him. And now we got all this cap space, all this money. What are we doing? It's cool to have a lot of cap space. It's actually good to brag about it, especially to Cowboy fans. But what do we do with it? What are we doing with it? A lot of people say maybe we need another edge rusher. And I'm speaking on Hassan Reddick slander, but the slander toward Bryce Huff and Nolan Smith, it's a little ridiculous. Even the slander towards Josh Sweat. Even if Josh Sweat gave you eight to nine sacks this up and coming year, that's a very productive year. Yes, we would spoil you by the Hassan Reddick thing, but if Josh Sweat give you that, it's a good year. If Bryce Huff give you 10 sacks, that's a good year. If Nolan give you 5, 6, that's a good year. So I don't get the slander on these guys. And I get it. We got rid of Hassan Reddick, but the other guys we got on the team can produce. Like, we got to chill out. So I say that to say this. The name I keep seeing that's popping up, and I seen Philly 500 say it, and I start looking into it myself because this guy will be a free agent next year. Like, are the Eagles making another move for an edge rusher like Josh Allen? No, not the one in Buffalo, but the one in Jacksonville. Josh Allen, guy has 17 and a half sacks. He was franchise tagged, and it got to be something we're not seeing. Because again, of course, we got all this cap space, but what are we doing with it? What are we doing with it? And I know people gonna bring up the Smitty, extension, but we had enough when we had Hassan Reddick to extend Smitty. So I simply don't get it. I don't know what's going on or what Howie's going to do, but I don't see it just yet, because there's no way. Our roster is never done up until August, but there's no way how we got all this money and is not planning to do nothing with it. I still see a possible bit trade for a safety, a linebacker, possibly an edge rusher. But again, do you pay another edge rusher after you pay Bryce Huff? It's something we're not seeing that's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then when it happened, we all going to say, oh, it makes sense why we got rid of Hassan Reddick, because we wanted this guy or this guy was going to get paid or something like that. But back to DeVonta Smith. Let's talk about his extension. I'm seeing rumors that he's projected to get around 22 million a year, like 4 years, $92 million. I mean, that's decent money. But in my opinion, even though AJ Brown has been the most productive, like on the receiver core, but I think he should try to fight to get like 26, 27. Some a little higher than AJ Brown. Not totally reset the market, but some a little higher because then when AJ Brown comes around, he gets some a little higher. You know? So I think Smitty should get something like that. But I think 22 is a little too low, and I'll be shocked if he take it. I'll be shocked if he take it. But hey, if he does, I'm with it. I think fans going to cry about it. Like, why is Smitty getting this low amount and this and that? If it was to happen, but I think 4 years, 92, is a little low for Smitty. But Smitty extension better be coming. Because how we got to do something to make the Eagles fans happy, right? You got to do something. And I want to talk about this ridiculous tweet I seen. I don't know why I'm not letting it go, but it's some guy. He's really popular on Twitter for some reason. He said it was always between Landon Dickerson and DeVonta Smith who's going to get extended. He's saying that we're going to let DeVonta Smith play out his last contract, then trade him. And mind you, this dude is a Commanders fan, so I don't think he know what he's talking about. He doesn't know Howie Roseman. Stick to the Commanders, but I don't think it was between Landon Dickinson or DeVonta Smith, and DeVonta Smith is just going to be on the market. That's not going to happen. Howie Roseman is going to get it done. We keep homegrown people. We kept Josh Sweat over Hassan Reddick. We keep homegrown people. That's just what the Eagles do. So I don't know what this guy talking about, and I don't know why this tweet got me so upset for some reason. Literally got me upset because it again is absolutely ridiculous. But Smitty better be getting his money soon because he's definitely a fan favorite. You already got rid of one fan favorite, but I give you the benefit of the doubt on that. We're gonna see how that all plays out as later on as we go. But Smitty getting traded or trade bait, simply not true. It's not gonna happen between Landon Dickerson and DeVonta Smith. Utterly ridiculous statement. But speaking of AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, I got to talk about this, man. AJ Brown out here working. I seen a picture of him and a receiver coach, and he also put in the Instagram comments like great workout or something like that. AJ Brown is preparing, man. He's preparing. Ever since the Super Bowl was over, he's been going absolutely bananas in the gym. So get ready for another great season by AJ Brown. Hopefully it results in some jewelry. We in February, popping bottles, things like that. Hopefully it results in that because AJ Brown, we can't let that production, whatever we do or decide to do with AJ Brown at the end of his contract, we can't let that type of production or this type of team just no rings. Yeah, we made it to the Super Bowl, but we got to get the rings. I get it. Patrick Mahomes, he is king right now, but we got to get the rings, man. But speaking of talent, let's talk about the new talent. And Saquon Barkley is working with Jalen Hurts already. Saquon has been signed to the team for 2 weeks. Jalen Hurts already doing his due diligence, probably trying to fill him out, see what he like in the passing game, in the run game. I like it. I like it a lot. Jalen Hurts, every time a new guy signs, you always hear they're like, yeah, Jalen Hurts reached out to me. No matter if it's Kenny Pickett, no matter if it's the back of the back guy, no matter if it's the undrafted guy, and no matter if it's the superstar of like Saquon Barkley. He's not too stuck up to reach out to guys, to talk to guys. So I like this. I like this a lot. I like the team bonding. And again, I like all the clips that are coming out of like the CJ Gardner Johnsons, the Jalen Hurts, the Saquon Barkleys, the AJ Browns. I like all the clips that's coming out because again, I talked about this in my last video. The OTAs, mini camps, all that stuff is going to come up, and I think we're going to go hard in practice. I think there's going to be a lot more contact. I think that's going to be one of the changes. Don't want this team soft. I think they went into this season with that mentality. Like, yo, we want to go all in, starting from day one of practice, and these dudes are preparing themselves. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? Howie Roseman playing in something big. DeVonta Smith, he gotta be getting a contract soon. And the guys are working. The guys are getting ready for the season. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm a